What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and this is going to be my review for Boruto episode 226. So, we got a decent bit to talk about for this episode. Overall, it was a good episode. It wasn't like the greatest in the world, but it wasn't bad by any means either. It was at worst a solid episode. So, definitely one that we can be glad as fans to have around. There was some bad in this episode, of course. Otherwise, I would have rated it a little higher. But there was some good things too that redeem it for what it did bad, in my opinion. So let's talk about it. So we start out this episode with Boruto and Mitsuki running to the stadium to make it on time. On the big screen of a TV as they're running by, it says Boruto versus Mitsuki. So apparently that's what was announced to be the next battle of the exams. So a little bit before they make it to the arena, they end up getting disqualified because I guess they waited for them a little while and they didn't show. So Konohamaru had no choice but to disqualify them as per the rules. So Boruto and Mitsuki then show up to the arena and they're like, "We made it on time, right?" And then Sarada's like, "Nope." So they ended up getting disqualified. Personally, I'm not really happy about that because Boruto versus Mitsuki, I think, would have been a really, really cool fight to see. And I really hope we get to see it one day, like in full. I know we've had like little training moments here and there, and we even had like a little bit of a squabble in the Mitsuki retrieval arc, but there's been so much progress made since then that I think it would be cool to see a battle between them sometime in the near future. But unfortunately, we're not going to be getting that, and that kind of sucks. That kind of disappointed me to start off the episode. So then we progress on to the next battle, which would be Denki versus Tsubaki, and that would be the final battle of the Chunin exams. And this battle, I think, was an interesting matchup because you got a samurai, and then you also have a guy who isn't really that great on his own, but he is very smart, so he has a bunch of scientific ninja tech up his sleeve. So I thought it was going to be a pretty interesting matchup, and it was. So they come out and they get ready for the battle. We have Denki come out in this suit, which looked pretty interesting, and I knew just because of that he was going to have a solid chance to actually win this fight. So the suit comes into play by helping him get these lightning reflexes. So he kind of came up with this pseudo lightning style to kind of power his own muscles to react quicker. And I thought it had a pretty cool concept. And then at the same time, he is able to predict the moves of Tsubaki, who is just like slicing away at him with her sword. So she's confused. How is he doing that? And then we have like a little scene of Wasabi and Namida talking about Tsubaki, and Tsubaki hears them. It's like a little flashback. So basically, what's going on with that is they're saying, we gotta be happy if she ends up going back to the land of iron, I believe. That's where the samurai are from. But going back to her homeland, right? So they're saying they gotta end up looking happy for her, even though in reality they want her to stay because that's their friend now and their team has finally started to click. So they are a little disappointed, but they want to make it seem like they're happy. But Tsubaki overhears them about that. Then the battle continues. It seems like Denki has the upper hand over here still. Denki launches some type of fireball jutsu, and Tsubaki actually slices through it through something called Mifune style, and I thought that was really cool because we have not really heard of Mifune in the whole Boruto show up until now, at least to my memory, aside from maybe like one other time, but that was pretty cool to see. Probably one of the cooler things she did in the battle. And by the way, the animation for this battle has been pretty solid, and at some parts it even looks pretty good. So then what helps Tsubaki take advantage of this battle is she kind of does a desperation attack. and it actually seems to land a hit. So she gets an idea of what's going on here now because her precise attacks weren't working, but her random, unpredictable, desperate attacks were. So that makes her do more unpredictable things to take advantage of the battle, and then she soon figures out that Denki is predicting her movements through these scientific goggles he came up with. And because of that, Denki was able to anticipate everything. But once Tsubaki took care of that, Denki was put at a disadvantage. So Denki was kind of just, at that point, attacking randomly more so with wildfire than anything else. He was just swinging and hoping he'd hit. But he does come up with something. Tsubaki says that the battle's over and she's coming in real close to end it. And Denki comes up with kind of like a little sacrifice type of play. His whole device gets broken. He goes rolling, but he comes in through. He puts all his chakra into it. And even though he doesn't have the scientific tech, he shows that he has learned lightning style. He says he may not be as good at it as he is with the tools, but he still knows it. So he comes charging in, the animation picks up, Denki does a cool little roll in, and he hits Tsubaki with his lightning style jutsu with the last of his chakra, and he wins the battle. And honestly, shout out to him, because I think this is the best thing, in my opinion, this guy has done the whole series in these 226 episodes. I finally have some respect for him aside from his brains, but shout out to him for winning this one. That was some cool stuff. That was actually a pretty cool battle. I will give them that. So, good stuff there. Deserves its praise for sure. And definitely, I think, elevates the episode after the disappointment that happened at the start of it. And like I said, the winner is Denki. Then we have like a little scene where we have the 4 new Chunin being congratulated for winning their battle. The 4 new Chunin now are Wasabi, Hoki, Sarada, and Denki. So everybody's cheering for them and clapping for them, congratulating them for advancing. So shout out to all of them. Then we move on to Shinki and his team heading back to the Sand Village on a train, and they revealed that they were on a secret mission to monitor Kawaki, see his potential, just see what he's like, check him out, and report back. So that seems very in character of Gaara to do, to make sure that Kawaki isn't a threat to his village as well as to his friend Naruto's village as well, and to see if he has any potential to become a major ally later down the road. So that was a cool little thing of Gaara to do, to send Shinki for that. And I also like that Shinki points out that he would have loved to have seen Boruto actually fight in the exams to see how much he has progressed. Then we move forward and we have like a little celebration, everybody doing their own thing. Some people are eating burgers, some people are eating barbecue, some people are celebrating at home, some people just with their teams. So different little things. That's expected. It's always like a nice little sight to see after something big happens. So good stuff on them for that. Then probably the biggest scene of the episode, in my opinion, we have Naruto ask Kawaki what he thought about the Chunin exams overall. And Kawaki gives, one of his normal replies, but he says starting off as Genin wouldn't be such a bad idea. So now it seems like Kawaki's interested in becoming a shinobi and working his way up. And I think that is pretty cool that he's going to do that. And if you guys don't know, there will be some episodes featured around that coming up shortly. Episode 228 will begin that, and I think it will continue to at least episode 230. So look forward to that. Hopefully they handle Kawaki's character nicely in those episodes. So far, so good. But let's hope they keep up the momentum with him, because he is definitely a fan favorite right now. And then to end off the episode, I guess this makes up for the beginning a little bit, but not completely. But I do like that they still added this in. So at nighttime, when pretty much everyone's asleep, Boruto and Mitsuki go back to the arena and they actually decide to duel each other to see who would win. I really, really wish we would have gotten that type of match normally because I think it would have been insane. It would have probably stole the exams. That was a battle that had a lot of potential. I do understand, though, that they didn't want to show off the karma to the public because the exams were airing, so they had to find a way to write off Boruto from the exams. Unfortunately, Mitsuki took the hit with them, but now I guess at least we have Captain Sarada shining for the team, so there is that. But yeah, overall, this episode I'm gonna give it a 7 to a 7.5. The fight was pretty solid to good for the exam. After that, everything else was, pretty solid too. But I did like the stuff at the end with Kawaki, and I also like the things with Boruto and Mitsuki. So good stuff right there. It was good enough to push it for me to consider it a good episode despite the start of them getting disqualified. So 7 to a 7.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought about the episodes in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. Hope you guys have a good day or night. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.